Hi, in this video, we're going to talk about configuring IPv4 standard named ACL. So similar to an IPv4 standard ACL, this one is where we can actually use a name. So when configuring named ACLs, they can be either standard or later we'll see extended ACLs. But in this video, we're going to focus just on the standard. Remember, the standard ACL only looks at source IPv4 addresses. Okay, so we create these named ACL saying IP access list, standard or extended. Again, we're going to say standard because that's what we're focused on here, and then the name. Okay, for example, IP access list, well, they use extended here, but telnet filter. All right, the name cannot start with a number, okay? So you can't say like 3 forever or something like that. It's got to just start with a letter. Named ACLs help identify the function of the ACL. So give it a name that actually makes sense, okay? The name must be unique on that router, okay? But it doesn't have to be the same on other routers. So if you have a similar access list on other routers, they're of local significance, we say. Yep. And ACLs of different types cannot have the same name. So again, it's got to be unique on that router. Okay, so we're going to see that we create these in global configuration mode. So we'll say AP access list standard, then the name of the ACL. And it's common to use all uppercase. Just stands out as that's a name that you're giving it and not a parameter that's part of a command. Okay. Notice that when we do that, it takes us into standard named access list configuration mode. If we were to use the extended version, then notice it would take us into the extended named ACL configuration mode. Okay, so once you're in that mode, you're going to give the same types of commands, but you're going to start the commands with either deny or permit. Right? So we don't have to say access list and give a number. Once you're in that sub mode, it's just deny or permit or remark for a comment. Okay, for example, let's say that we're going to create a named access list. Looks like no access, so we're applying it outbound gig 00, so it's called no access, IP access group no access out. So we go up here, we see there is an access control list called no access. It's a named access control list, hence the name and not a number, and it's a standard access control list. So what we're denying is deny host 192.168.11.10, so PC2, denying that host, and we're permitting everything else. Yep. So a very simple named standard ACL. And you can see our deny and permit statements are right here. Remember, there is still that implicit deny any after everything else. Of course, permit any nullifies the deny any at the end. Permit any says, oh, permit everything else. So the deny any never takes effect. Okay, commenting on ACLs. Okay, well, let's take a look at, by the way, reminders of how we can comment on a numbered ACL. So we'd always just say ACL 1, in this case, that's the access number, and remark statements. On a named ACL, we IP access list standard no access. And again, order still matters. So here's our remark statement, then a deny, then another remark, a permit any, and then we went into the interface, and that's where we applied the ACL. You can use sequence numbers for numbered ACL. So let's take a quick divergence here. Here we have a numbered ACL list, access list 1 deny host, access list 1 permit, network address. Remember, there's an implicit deny any after that. When we do show access list, look at this. It actually put these sequence, it put them in order, but added a sequence number. Okay, so actually iOS does that for us. Okay, so actually I could edit this numbered ACL kind of a strange way. I'm not creating a named ACL. This is still numbered, but I can edit it using the IP access list standard and then give the number. If I say no 10, that removes sequence number 10, and then 10 deny host 192.168.10.10. What I'm doing here is I'm just replacing this sequence number with this one. And why are we doing this? Because we made a mistake here. We wanted this to be .10, not .99. Okay, so now if I do show access list, I can see that it's been replaced. All right, so show access list. So what if I wanted to add a line? So I do show access list. Here's my no access named access list. But I want to add a line, maybe between 10 and 20. I wanted to deny maybe another host address. Okay, what I can do is I just go into my IP access list standard no access, just like I did when I created it. And I can preface the deny with a sequence number. So this 15, that's going to insert right between 10 and 20. So I'm going to deny host 192.168.11.11. And now let's do that show access list and notice, yep, it inserted it between the 10 and the 20. Okay, that's a little bit on configuring standard named ACLs.